Hey YouTube. Um, I just want to say one thing. I am very grateful, Pedro, the guy with the glasses, for shipping me some clues. And he said, "Do you want to know a secret?" And then he gave me some clues, and I began to look around to figure out what the heck was he talking about. And it suddenly was very clear to me that he was talking about archaeology. Oh, very interesting. And then I began to start mapping the moon again for the next show. And we're looking at a picture right now, which is picture number 2 in the row of part 12 that I'm gonna, no, that's gonna be part 13, because this is part 12. And by looking at something quite astonishing, and let me take you to that, he basically, let me go over here. I should have had it ready already, but nonetheless, we're gonna go get it. So we're gonna go bookmarks, and we're gonna go to the moon, and we're gonna go such as this one coming up. Now pay attention. It'll show. It'll show. This place here is in a country called Turkmenistan. It is a country that lies north of Iran and is bordering up to Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, and it also have a coastline to the Caspian Sea. And as you see here, you're looking at something they found in the sand, and they started to excavate it, and it's called, oh, what happened? I guess we get the picture eventually. I guess, come on. But nonetheless, that's what they found. Okay, so let's just discard it because this leading to the web page takes too long. So let's go back to this picture here. It is kind of difficult to see what's really going on here, but by getting that little clue that he gave me, I now see that the moon's surface is not just in some areas populated with structures. It is everywhere. I mean everywhere. There was once a great civilization up here, which I don't think is humans, because in the book of Watchers from the book of Enoch, the Watchers was on the moon. So was the angels, overseeing matters on planet Earth, until they got tempted by the woman of man, and they came down and they did the ultimate sin, and there was a war in heaven, and the angels were cast out, and there was no place for them to go. Now let me take you to another picture. This is just how it is shown on the Clementine, but let me show you something here, which kind of lead me to believe that once upon a time there was life on the moon. I mean, life. We're looking at the surface of the moon here, the surface that faces Earth, and this is how the moon looks like in space, without atmosphere filtering the light, so we can't see the true colors of the moon. Maybe that was something our Lord created in order for us to not to get too excited and too curious about this colorful ball up in the sky. So he changed the atmosphere. It followed with it after the flood. The atmosphere changed, the oxygen level dropped dramatically, and that has a great significance regarding colors. But there was a war in heaven, and we can see on the moon's surface here, there are some serious scars. We have one here, we have one here, we have one here, we have one here, and there's more of them, guaranteed. I don't know what kind of weaponry was used, but you can see on these spots here that the impact and the destruction of the surface of the moon was beyond belief. I mean, beyond. This impact alone, whatever that was used to create the destruction in that war that took place in heaven, this would have taken out a whole country. Literally. I mean, gone. And surrounding countries totally devastated by debris and the shock wave. So what kind of weaponry has been used here, I have no idea, but you can see the destruction and the scarring in the surface of the moon, how it stars out. And that is a typical impact result. But then I went over and I used some levels and took down the light a little. And it just blew my mind. And again, thank you, Petro. If you look over here in this region here, all this you see here, everything of it, all of this is the remnant of a civilization which was once here. You can see all the buildings, all the structure, in all its glory actually. It is magnificent. It's very strange architecture, extremely strange, but it kind of reminds me of some of the architecture which we have here on Earth, such in Peru and the Incas, how they were situating themselves, how they were building their habitats. And we also have here, in this region here, you can see there is the remnants. And the reason why you can see it is, you can see the walls. And inside here is a depression because it's not filled up. And it makes it a little difficult in a way. But you can see that the walls and this city area here, or whatever what function this has been buried in sand over time, or maybe all at once. And up here, again, you see remnant of structures. Everywhere. You see it here. Everywhere. Especially here. It is standing out. You go up here. Again, you see a wall of some structure. You can go over here and see again. Here's walls. Here's buildings. Here was once something. And it's not standing out when you look at this picture. Oh, that was wrong. My bad. Let's go in again. We are here. Good. And let's just pull out this frame again. You see how overexposed this frame is? Oh, that's not the right one. Or is it? Nope. It will be this one. Nope. What's going on here? Oh, this is the one. Here it don't really stand out. It's very difficult to see. Right? But just... oh, it's not the same frame. What's going on here? But you can see it. Over here again. You can see the depressions, and you can see there is structure to it, there is design to it. All of it has been buried. Literally buried. It is all over the place. You see it here too. Great walls, buildings. all of it buried in sand. It's just mind-blowing, so much stuff there's here. And we go down in the corner again. We see it here. We see it here. You get me? Do you see it for yourself? You can also see it right here. Here's again the remnant of structures buried, and especially up here. Look at this. All of this is walls, city walls or something. We can only speculate about what they were doing up here and how they were living. And again here you see structures. You see structures here buried in sand. You see the remnants of it here too. You see it over here. It's just everywhere. I mean everywhere. All over the place here. You see it. You see the outlines of streets, buildings. There was once a great civilization here, which I believe is the Watchers. Up here in this region here, you can see it. Let me take one more zoom and make it a little more clearly to you. Can you see this? All this is ruins. All of it. Ruins of something gigantic. I mean, these buildings are not small. Far from it. And I'm not going to step around more in it. You can debate with me. You're welcome. But you cannot deny the fact that we are looking at ancient archaeology or architecture, which devised by Carl Sagan, which I found out how to decipher or determine whether we're talking about anomalies or just something which is natural. And in this case, Carl Sagan is absolutely right with his model that we are talking about anomalies. We're talking about a remnant of once a great existence of these angelic beings until the war in heaven broke out. And God won, of course. He is almighty and not to be defeated. And the angels did not have a place to go after this, because the moon, the place they were inhabiting to oversee matters on planet Earth, here we got ruins again. You clearly see it. It was just destroyed. All of it destroyed. And I don't believe it's an impact because of, a passing object, a planet. I believe it was exclusively because of a war in heaven. You can see it all over the place, and this is just one frame. And I have totally overlooked this. This is going to be a very interesting journey, because the evidence is right here. Someone was here. Someone might still be here, because it seems like there's still light on, especially the Arabella crater. But someone was here in the days of Noah. Not since, but before that, there was a lot of activity on the moon. It was probably a very fruitful place. It probably had an atmosphere. It probably had water. It probably had all the properties as our own planet. But it got destroyed due to the war that was taking place in heaven. So the evidence is right there. And the evidence is also found on Mars. No question about it. So that was just one picture. And I got 88 pictures in one row to go up. I'm going to find a lot of stuff. It's going to blow your mind. God bless you.